Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Daisy and I'm so pleased to have you here with me today. This is a continuation of last week's video. If you haven't already seen that one, I'm going to link it in the description below so you can go ahead and stop now, hit pause, go down there, click, push play, and then roll right onto the second video. If you decided to go ahead and wait, that is also okay. It is fine by me. Let me give you a little bit of a roundup of what we did last week. I shared with you purchasing a console table that I found. I put together an entire vignette. I gave you a little bit of history on a few pieces that I have either purchased or were gifted to me. And I also shared with you last week that I like options. So that is why you're here, yes, maybe? If it is, let me know. If you just found this video, let me know. One of the first things that we talked about last week after setting that console table onto that wall is deciding on some sort of wall decor. And last week I decided to go with a square-shaped canvas piece of art. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a vignette with a mirror, not just any mirror, a beautiful sunburst mirror. I purchased this beautiful mirror at Kirkland's, I want to say roughly 4-ish years ago. I believe I paid about $25 and I was absolutely ecstatic over the freaking price because it's beautiful and it's a pretty decent sized mirror. I'm gonna wipe this off with my Grove Collaborative mirror slash window spray. It's got a bunch of smudges and wedges all over it, so we're gonna go ahead and fix that right now. I love me a clean mirror, and let me tell you something. Grove Collaborative products are bomb.com. Look at that glass spray and that cleaning bottle, that grip going on the bottom. It's sexy, and I am using a glass slash mirror cloth that I purchased at Target. Now that we have this mirror up, I'm going to move on to lighting. Last week I shared with you a beautiful, gorgeous specimen of a lamp, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what, I totally lucked out because I found the set, and let me share with you, I never get so lucky when I am shopping for lighting at HomeGoods. I always find one miraculous lamp and cannot seem to find the set, but I found the pair of lamps. Ugh, they're just absolutely gorgeous. So due to the fact that I do not have overhead lighting in my living room, having dual lamps back there is going to be extremely helpful, aka very crucial to this little vignette that I'm putting on back there. So now that we've added the lighting, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the accessories. So I want to start with books because I want to bring in some warmth. I have a very cold and harsh look and vibe going on right now because I have wood on wood floors. Well, they're actually vinyl. But I have wood on wood floors, and then I have marble with a brass base. It looks very cold. Because it's looking a little cold, I want to add some warmth with these books right here. Although those books back there incorporated some warmth, it also made it look a little bit more harsh. There's corners and lines going through. Now what I want to do is bring in some femininity with bringing in some sculptural pieces. I love me a good sculpture piece. So I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but I'm going to share this really weird thing that I do. I like to name my sculptures, or at least my favorite ones. I can't possibly be the only weirdo that does it. Anywho, this is Jorge. Not George, but Jorge. Hey. I am going to set him right here between the lamp and the books. You know, I really love the instant sophistication that horse brought me back there. It really is a showpiece. Now I want to incorporate just a little bit of color, and I'm going to do that by introducing this beautiful vase right here. It's got these beautiful lavender, bluish, gray, smoky, gorgeous colors. I loved the simplicity of the vase itself. I normally like to go for a clear vase, but in this case, the color, I just couldn't pass up on it. These are actually the entire colors that I use in my first floor. I'm gonna set this right behind the books back here, and I'm doing this to add a little bit of dimension. I cannot keep plants alive to save my own life, so I'm gonna bring in a little bit of faux greenery, and I got these at Home Goods a very long time ago, and I believe I paid either $3 or $4 for them. Inside the vase that I placed right behind the books, I am adding both of these stems of greenery. I love how the greenery is bringing in such an unexpected color, and I chose to off-center it because we are experiencing a lot of symmetry, and although I love the symmetry, it's a little too much. Okay, now we're bringing in that personal piece, and I love to incorporate personal pieces because it tells such a bigger story than the initial story you bring by just displaying these brand new store-bought pieces. I'm gonna be adding in this beautiful frame of my two children, my two boys. I'm gonna be adding this on top of the books right here off to the side. By adding the picture frame, not only are we introducing the personal piece that I'm talking about, we are bringing in the brass tone from the wall on the mirror down to the surface. Now I'm going to be introducing this beautiful candlestick. I don't just love this candlestick because of its simplicity. I love it because if I flip it over to show you, there is this beautiful rock that has been displayed on the base of it. As you can see, it actually mimics the colors of the vase that I put behind the books. Inside of this candlestick, I'm going to be using this black candle. I love that it adds that just sudden, unexpected color and tone, because very often we see white candles. I'm going to be placing this right in front of the horse. We have a ton of metals going on already as it is. It's a very cold and stark top. I want to warm it up with some wood tones. This is just a little storage box that I've had for quite some time. I'm going to place this little storage box right in front of the horse. On the other side of that, I will be adding this beautiful candle snuffer. And if you don't know what this is, it is used to actually extinguish the fire on your lit candle. Isn't it really cool? I have multiple of these around my house. I recommend, if you don't have a candle snuffer, you invest in one. The cutest ones are the vintage ones. I could choose to leave the very bottom surface completely empty, but I don't roll like that. I am a collector of all things I love, and I keep most of the gifts that I'm gifted. So I have a lot of things that I've collected over the years. The very first thing that I'm going to be adding to the bottom shelf is going to be this storage box that I've had for such a long time, which I did share the story on this box on my last video. I'm going to be layering on another trunk with a very lighter color tone than the very first one. Now you can see I brought in some of the wood tone from the top surface down to the bottom shelf. That's what I did with the bottom trunk. What I did with the top trunk, the light colored one, was introduce some more of the light colors that you get from the drum shades over down to the book, and I brought that white color down to the bottom shelf. I want to keep it consistent with the color scheme all the way through. Speaking of color scheme, I am bringing this gorgeous pottery that I purchased at Goodwill for $4.99. This beautiful pottery is actually terracotta. It is heavy and it is substantial in size. It wasn't this color when I bought it. When I bought it, it was a greenish tone, not fitting with the color scheme anywhere in my house. And so I decided just to go ahead and paint it and make it the color that I wanted. So I'm gonna add this gorgeous pottery to the left side of those trunks on the very bottom shelf here. Beside it, I'm going to add this beautiful piece of pottery that my nephew made and painted for me in his art class. I love handmade gifts. They mean so much more to me than you will ever know. And the fact that I can just happily share with you the story of this, I love it. I love every bit of this. And I wanted to display it, and I couldn't find a better place to display it than on my beautiful vignette back here. So we are just about done putting this entire vignette together, and I'm just going to top it off with 2 more pieces. I'm going to be adding these beautiful handcrafted leather little tiny shoes that I got at a thrift store quite some time ago, and this beautiful brass little bowl. I honestly feel like this combination looks so cute together. They're like meant to be together, so I refuse to split them apart. The very last thing that I'm going to be adding to this little vignette is this very old vintage brass, all brass, pretty heavy candle holder. And look at that. It collapses. It's like a toy. I am just going to open it up a tad and place it to finish off that bottom shelf. And that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed this vignette, and let me know, which vignette do you prefer? Do you prefer the first one I did? I will link that video in the description below. Or do you prefer this setup? Or neither? Or both?